CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo 5 Charlie Lima Mike, and you are listening to the Everything Ham Radio podcast. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode number 21 of the Everything Ham Radio podcast. My name is Curtis, Kilo 5 Charlie Lima Mike, and I am your host for this episode as well as every other. So, today we're going to be continuing our discussion on HF radio and things that you can do on it, and more specifically we're going to be talking about Field Day. We're actually going to be talking about Field Day this week and the next 2 weeks. We're going to be talking about different aspects of Field Day and different topics that you can do with Field Day. This episode, we're going to be talking about Field Day itself, some of the rules, what it's about, when it is, so on and so forth. Then next week, we're going to be talking about emergency power, things like generators, solar power, batteries, etc. And then the week before Field Day, we're going to be talking about temporary setups or things like portable antennas or stuff like that. So stay tuned for those, and I think they're going to be fairly interesting. And then I'm probably going to be doing some type of Field Day wrap-up afterwards. I haven't quite decided on that yet. So let's go ahead and move on to what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about Field Day. So Field Day basically is like a two-part event in amateur radio. First off, it is basically a contest, but it's not a contest. Officially, it's not a contest. But the objective of Field Day is to work as many stations as possible on any and all amateur bands, with the exception of 60, 30, 17, and 12. So that to me sounds like a contest. Am I right? Am I right there? Or no. The second half of the objective is to learn to operate in abnormal situations in less than optimal conditions. So basically you're looking at working as many people as you can in a setup that's not a permanent setup. That's basically what it boils down to, and that's really what it is, and that's half the fun of it. You know, going out, setting up a station somewhere that is not, in your house or in your car or whatever, operating it on things other than commercial power, and setting up an antenna somewhere, that helps you in your training in the event of a disaster or emergency or something, and you don't have all that fancy stuff. You don't have the 100-foot towers and the 3-band beams and vertical antennas and stuff like that. You don't necessarily have that, at least in a permanent fixture. You might have it. You might have a push-up pole. Some clubs that I've seen have like antenna trailers where all they do is just fold over a crank-up tower and it cranks it up to 75 feet or something like that. I know in some of the field days that I've participated in, we had like it's a really neat little antenna, and I cannot remember what it is, but it's a vertical antenna, and it's on a push-up pole, and it's all like built into one. So we would go out there, and it was mounted on a tripod, and we would go out there and we would unfold this antenna and raise it up to the 20 feet, 20, 30 feet, something like that the pole was, and it would be on this tripod, and the ground plane of the vertical doubled as the guy wires for it. So it's really neat, and it worked really well, and we got quite a few contacts. But anyways, the point is that it's a good event to participate in. Not only in the operation of it, but also set up and tear down, so you know exactly what you're doing. So Field Day itself is open to all amateurs in the areas covered by the ARRL/RAC field organizations and the countries within the IARU Region 2. DX stations residing in other regions may be contacted for credit, but they're not eligible to submit entries. So, in other words, you can work them, but they can't work you to receive credit. They can't be eligible to submit it. So, The dates on field day is always the fourth full weekend of June. This year, it is on the 25th and 26th of June. It starts at 1800 UTC on Saturday, June 25th. It runs through 2059 UTC on Sunday, June 26th. Now, in the past, when I've worked field day, we've only worked a 24-hour period from 1800 to 1800. But there is another option that you can do, and I know some clubs that actually do this. Since field day is actually a 27-hour period, there's some limitations or some things that you have to do in order to work the entire 27-hour period. So Class A and Class B stations, which we'll be talking about here in just a minute, if you don't begin to set up your station until 1800 UTC on Saturday, you can operate for the full 27 hours. Now, if you do set up before then, if you set up, say, on the Friday before that, then you can only work the 24 hours. So, you either get an extra 3 hours of operating time, well, not even really operating time, but if you get, if it takes you 2 hours to set up, and you get an extra 3 hours of operating time, then that leaves you with basically an hour more. So rather than a 24-hour period, you get a 25-hour period. But if it only takes you 30 minutes to set up, then you get an extra 2.5 hours. So it could be good. It could, depending on how big your station is. If it's small, yeah, you can go with that and get the little extra time, get the extra points, so on and so forth. But if you have a massive station to set up, or it's going to take you quite a while to set up, you might actually end up losing time rather than gaining time. However, no Class A or Class B station may begin setting up any earlier than 0 UTC on Friday preceding the field day period. Cumulative, I cannot say that word to save me, setup time should not exceed a total of 24 hours. So basically, here in Texas, you can't begin setting up until, I want to say it's like 1 p.m.? Something like that. Let's see, on Friday, Thursday afternoon. So 0 UTC on Friday, my local time would be 8 o'clock? No, 6 o'clock Thursday night. So normally you could set up all day Friday, and you'll be perfectly fine. So that's what we normally do. We normally set up Friday afternoon. Any logs that you have for field day must be submitted, postmarked, emailed, or submitted by Tuesday, July 26, 2016, and any late entries will not be accepted. Whew. Okay, now that's out of the way. Let's talk about the classes. There's actually, 2, 4, 6, 8 classes that you can do for field day. Some of them are big stations, some of them are small stations, some of them might just be your home station. So, the Class A, which is normally what I end up working when I help with field day, is a club or non-club portable station. Now, portable meaning like temporary setup. Not a station in your house, or not a emergency operations center or something like that. It has to be portable and temporary. There's also a subclass of this, which is, it's kind of a subclass. It's a Class A battery, which means that you don't run on generators. You use batteries and solar power to charge your batteries. That gets different bonuses and stuff like that, which we'll also go into a little bit further. Class B, same way, Class B and Class B battery. However, the Class B Bravo is a 1 or 2 person portable. That means like if you and your wife, or you and your husband, or you and your son or dad or whatever set up a station you can operate under Class B and use it that way. Class C is for mobile. Any mobile unit swishing to check in, please come down slowly with your full call sign. Oh, wait a minute, I'm not on the net. Class C is mobile. So, if you have set up in your car, an HF in your car, and you want to work a little field day while you're driving to work or whatever, you can operate Class C. Class D Delta is home stations. And home stations are, a permanent setup, a permanent antenna on commercial power. Class E is home stations using emergency power. So you can use your home station, your permanent setup with your antenna, your rigs, all your bells and whistles that you have at home, and sit in the nice comfy air conditioning, but be running off of emergency power like a generator or something like that. Class F for Foxtrot is a relatively new one. I believe it actually started, I want to say 2, maybe 3 years ago, and it is a emergency operations center. This class, you can use your ham station that's set up in your EOC of your local government entity. Now, all these have different multipliers, different rules and stuff that go along with them, and extra little intricacies. Some of these words that I'm saying today in this podcast are really just a pain in the, hard for me to say. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep last night. I don't know. But anyways, each of these have different multipliers. Like the battery ones are going to be I believe like a 5 multiplier, I think. Because you're going to be using QRP power, so you're going to have 5 watts output. Really, my phone just goes off. Love Subway Surfer. Anyways, you're going to have different multipliers, so you're going to have different point values and whatnot. So, next we're going to be talking about bonus points. There are several bonus points, like 17 of them that you can get. A lot of them are relatively easy to get, and they add, 100 points or something like that. The first one, emergency power, 100% emergency power. So you get 100 points per transmitter classification if all contacts are made using only emergency powers up to 20 transmitters. So you can get a maximum of 2,000 points for using all emergency power. That means running all your radios and all your gear off of a generator. Easy peasy. You can get, for example, if your club is operating 3 transmitters plus a GATA station, and you're using 100% emergency power, you receive 300 bonus points. So, 3 transmitters, 100% power, you get 300 points, 100 points each. This bonus is available for A, B, C, E, and F, but not for D, the home stations. Yeah, okay. Next one, media publicity. Media publicity, you get 100 bonus points. It are earned for attempting to attain publicity from local media. You have to send a copy of the press release or a copy of the actual media publicity received, like a newspaper article, etc., to get the points. Public location. There you go. Another easy one. Set up at a park or in a parking lot or something like that. You get 100 points just for doing that, to set up somewhere that's public place. That way you can show off what amateur radio is. This is available for A, B, and F. That's Alpha, Bravo, and Foxtrot. A public information table. Get you some flyers, print off some of the ARRL publication flyers, put them on there about field day, about your club, whatever. You get 100 points for it. There you go. All you need is a copy of your visitor's log, a copy of the handouts, or a photo is sufficient to claim the 100 points. And this is also available for Alpha, Bravo, and Foxtrot classes. Next we have Message Origination to Section Manager. Yeah, I told you guys, I cannot talk today, and I don't know why. So, Message Origination to Section Manager. You get 100 bonus points for origination of a formal message to the ARRL Section Manager or Section Emergency Coordinator by your group from its site. So, if you send a message, an official message from your station, from your site to the section manager or section emergency coordinator, you get the 100 points. Yeah, that's cool. Message handling. Now, if you originate your message to the section manager from there, then other stations have to handle those traffic. Because more than likely you're not going to be in the same location as the section manager. You might be in a different section or a different area or a different geographical area, and you can't just talk directly to them. So you might be passing traffic. So each message that you handle, you get 10 points, up to 100 points. So you can do up to 10 messages and get points for it. So that's fairly easy. The only issue is that you have to take away from the time of getting QSOs to pass the traffic. So kind of a tough trade-off there. Satellite QSOs. You get 100 bonus points for successfully completing at least one, that's it, just one QSO via an amateur radio satellite during the field day period. So if you are lucky enough to catch a satellite and you can make a QSO on it, you get 100 points. Okay. Alternate power. Alternate power, you get 100 bonus points for field day if making a minimum of 5 QSOs without using power from commercial mains or petroleum-driven generators. This means like solar, wind, methane, water, batteries charged by natural means, stuff like that. So you can get 100 bonus points if you make at least 5 QSOs with just the alternate power. And that's available for Alpha, Bravo, Echo, and Foxtrot. You get 100 bonus points if you can copy the Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey bulletin that's come out. And you can get a list of the schedule for the bulletin on the ARRL website, or go to the show notes and there's a direct link to the PDF where you can get that. Let's see, educational activity bonus. You get one 100 point bonus may be claimed if your field day operation includes a specific educational related activity. So what does that really mean? Like you might teach a class or something during field day, or do a presentation or something maybe, and that would be it. Who knows? That one might be a little harder than some of the others, but it's still relatively easy. Site visitation by an elected government official. Easy. Super easy. You get 100 bonus points if your site is visited by a elected government official. Call your commissioner, your city councilman, your mayor, your sheriff, your state representative, your state senate, or governor, or hey, let's shoot big, let's go with the president. Maybe next year. Site representative or site visitation by a representative of an agency, you also get 100 points. So if your field day site is visited by a representative of a agency served by ARES in your local community, i.e. like Red Cross, Salvation Army, your local emergency management, law enforcement, etc. If they visit your site as a result of an invitation sent by you, then you qualify for this bonus. Number 13 on the list is the GOTA bonus, the Get on the Air Station. You can earn up to 500 bonus points just by using your GOTA station. Now, how you do this is each contact you make is worth 10 points, and you can make 10 contacts per person and get 100 points. And then you can turn around and get 10 more, I believe, and get another 100 points, and then you have to switch. So one person can make up to 20 contacts before you have to switch, or before you don't get bonus points anymore from that. Number 14, web submission. You can get 50 bonus points if you submit your field day entry via the website you can find on the show notes. Again, that is number 14, and you can see it at 7.3.14 in the show notes. And there will be a link to it. Number 15, Field Day Youth Participation. You get 20 bonus points for a maximum of 100 may be earned by any class, Alpha, Charlie, Delta, Echo, or Foxtrot, so not Bravo, for each participant age 18 or younger that participate in your field day and have at least one QSO under their belt. You can also get 20 bonus points, for one person Class B stations. Okay, so this is the Class B one. The other ones were all the others. For the Class B station, 20 points is earned if the operator is 18 years or younger. For a two-person Class B station, a 20-point bonus is earned for each operator that's under 18 for a maximum of 40 points. Keep in mind, Class B is only a one- or two-person station. This bonus does not allow for total number of participations in Class B to exceed 1 or 2. So if you're running Class B, you can only get a maximum of 40 points, and that's if both of you are younger than 18. Alright, 2 more to go. Number 16. Number 16 is social media. You get 100 points for promoting your field day activation to the general public. How easy is that? Post it on Facebook, post it on Twitter, Instagram, put it on your website. You can download the graphic for Field Day 16 from the ARRL and use it on your website and do your social media from there. Your actual club website does not qualify for this bonus, but you can do it on your Facebook page or share it on your personal page or whatever. Number 17 is a safety officer bonus. You get 100 bonus points, may be earned by having a person serving as a safety officer for the group, setting up Class A station. So only Class Alpha is available for this. Alrighty, so that brings me to the end of the bonuses. We've covered a lot of information here. I'm sure that you probably won't remember or be able to remember all this information. I've had the hardest time talking today, guys. Guys and gals, I am so very sorry. I don't know what's up with me today. Maybe you found it entertaining. Maybe you found it annoying. Either way, yeah, my bad. Okay, that pretty much wraps up the field day thing. There is several other links that you can find in the show notes of this episode. You can find links to the full field day packet, the rules, summary sheets, the Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey bulletin schedule, public relations packet, information flyers, VHF, UHF information, and the daily, the log sheet. Links to all those can be found in the show notes. Again, that's at everythinghamradio.com/podcast/21. That's number 21. So head on over there to the show notes and check it out. I'm also going to be having some pictures of field day events from different clubs around the area, hopefully. If you would like to leave a comment below in the show notes or in the show notes for this episode, put a picture up there of your field day station, maybe from last year. Let us know where your field day event is going to be this year. Any information in case somebody else is listening in the area and they don't know. Let us know where your field day thing is. I think it would be totally awesome if one of y'all left a message letting me know what call sign you're going to be using, and we were able to make contact during field day. That would be really, really neat. I am working that day, but hopefully in the evening I can sneak over to our local EOC that is going to be having field day this year. So I think it would be really cool if I was able to make contact with one of y'all, my faithful listeners. So I guess that about wraps it up for this part. We're going to take a quick break for the official ARRL Field Day 2016 public service announcement. So stand by for that.
For over 100 years, radio has been at the forefront of new technology. Ham radio operators around the world will have their annual Field Day event June 25th and 26th. Field Day is the national open house of amateur radio, and you are invited. Come be a part of the science, skill, and service ham radio brings to your community. Find a Field Day site near you at www.arrl.org/fieldday.
Alrighty, and we're back. Got two quick things that I want to get to before we get to our spotlight. We're running kind of long today. We're already at 29 and a half minutes. So, first off, I really have to do this. My wife has started her very own blog covering our journey through the foster care system. We are foster care parents coming up on 2 years now. We have 5 beautiful daughters as of this recording. The blog is going to be talking about some of the issues that we have, some of the trials and tribulations that we have taking care of the kids, and all the other stuff that goes along with it. It's not only for foster care, it's not only for the foster system, it's also for general parenting advice. So if you're a parent and were a foster parent, check out her blog. It's morethansafe.com. morethansafe.com. Yeah, probably didn't need to spell that, but I went ahead and did it anyway. So, morethansafe.com, you can get a link in the show notes for today. Head on over there, check it out. If you like what you see, subscribe to her email list. I really enjoy seeing her face light up when somebody new subscribes. So, check that out and subscribe if you want. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to say thank you especially to a couple guys that have made some contributions to my blog and my website. One person has made multiple, actually, donations through PayPal, and another has subscribed on Patreon. I do appreciate the contributions and helping me out to help pay for hosting and whatnot. If you would like to do that and you would like to set up either through Patreon or through PayPal, PayPal can be found at the bottom of the show notes. There's a little button there that says donate. Just click on that and follow the prompts. Patreon, if you go to everythinghamradio.com/Patreon, you can go on there and sign yourself up and be a contributor, and you can do it at $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 or $25 a month. I have it set up on monthly right now. This, totally voluntary. If you want to, that would be awesome. If not, I totally understand. I did get a suggestion on my Patreon pages, rather than doing a monthly thing, do a per episode thing, and I've thought about that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. So I might be changing it over to a per episode thing. So, if you contribute $1 per episode and I only make 2 episodes for the month, then you only have to do $2. So I might end up doing that. I might keep it at just the monthly thing. I know it's not really I think the per episode thing would maybe keep, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, but, keep me on track, keep me, where I would want to do it, whereas the monthly thing, it would be kind of like a, if I did it, great, if not, oh well, there's nothing holding me to that, I guess you could say. But then on the flip side of that, I might change it up and do 2 episodes a week and get, $10, and you only expect $5, so I hadn't quite decided what I'm going to do yet, so I think I'm just going to keep it a monthly for right now and go from there. Anyways, that, I believe, that about wraps it up. Let's go ahead and get on with our Amateur Radio Club Spotlight for this episode. Alright, so the Amateur Radio Club Spotlight for this episode is going to be on the Central Louisiana Amateur Radio Club, the CLARC. You can find them at www.clarc.us. Again, there will be a link to their website in the show notes for this episode. They meet on the first Tuesday of every month at the Community Center of Keys Park. The meeting starts at 7 p.m. The doors open to the Community Center at 6 p.m., so you can get there a little early and do a little rag chewing, a little fellowshipping, whatever. They actually even give testing sessions every meeting. I believe you do have to register first, though. And testing starts at 5:30. So if you're in the in the area and you want to take your test or go to the meeting or whatever, head on over there, tell them I sent you. They have 3 nets, 3 weekly nets. They have an Aries Races training net on Sunday nights at 8:15 p.m. on the 147.33 repeater. They also have a prayer net immediately following the Aries net, same frequency. On Fridays at 8 p.m. on the 444.975 repeater, they have a tech net. So if you're in the area again, check in on one of those nets if you're there during those days. They actually have quite a few repeaters as well. They have, four 2-meter repeaters and 2 440 repeaters. They have the 145.47 repeater, the 147.33 repeater, and the 143.375 repeater are all analog repeaters. They have a 145.15 D-Star repeater that has an open gateway. They have a 443.30 and a 444.975 repeater as well. The club is fairly active. They have quite a few members from what I can tell from their website. They have an active newsletter as well. They hold an annual Ham Fest, the Alexandria Ham Fest. It's coming up here in a few months. It's going to be September 23rd and 24th. So if you're going to be in Alexandria around that time, check out that Ham Fest. The club also is fairly active in assisting local agencies as well. So seems like a pretty active club, and they have a lot of neat little thing. Their website's pretty nice, and kudos to that. So, all right, well, that about wraps it up for this episode. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Hey everybody, once again I'd like to say thank you for listening to this episode of the Everything Ham Radio podcast. If you like what you heard here, head on over to our website. There's lots of information there that I'm sure you're going to love. You can find it at everythinghamradio.com. While you're there, subscribe to get emails on when I publish a new post or a new podcast. You can click on the subscribe button at the top of the page or go there directly at everythinghamradio.com/subscribe. Also, like me on Facebook at facebook.com/everythinghamradio and follow me on Twitter at K5CLM. Also, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to this podcast, like it, share it with your friends, help me spread the word. So until next time, 73.